this all comes from how you would behave if you went to go visit somebody and you were a samurai, right? All samurai were taught to use their right hand. That was their lead hand. If you were left-handed, they'd break your left hand. Like if you couldn't figure out how to use it on your right, they'd actually break your left hand so that you were forced to teach your brain how to use your right hand. Nowadays, we just ask. Nice. No, I'm joking. But that's why when we do bokken, your right foot's always forward. And Joe, it's reverse.
By the way, I was left-handed and they did that to me. Yeah.
So if you think about the way that you would draw a sword, right? So if you were right-handed, your sword would be on your left side. The blade wouldn't be facing you because you couldn't. It's the same etiquette with the Joe too. So if it's outward facing, I could draw it if we're having dinner. So that means I wouldn't really trust you so much, right? If it was inward facing, I just drew it into my own arm. So that's me, I feel a little better about you. But the respectful way to do it, and certainly if you were visiting your lord or family or whatever, would be to have it on your dominant side, right? Not on your draw side, and not with the blade out, but with the blade in, right? So if I'm right-handed trying to draw this, I can't draw it. And so it would be on this side. So that's what we do in the dojo. It's always on your right side with the blade facing you.
But so let's say you were down.
Can you show us with a bow to the
when you bow to the front?
and then turning. Yeah, so we get to see both sides.
So I don't do this business where you put it in front and you do all this stuff. I don't do it like that.
Okay.
So when you take it off the rack, you hold it like this, like from the back. You guys all know like what a Japanese bokken looks like. Okay, this is the pointy end. Right now I'm cutting all my fingers off. The kind of angled part on the back, that's the back of it, and that's where all the weight in the weapon is. And there's lots of sword schools and stuff where they'll use their other hand to cut through, and we don't do any of this in Aikido, but that's how you would handle a sword. You'd never try to handle it from the front, you cut all your fingers off. So when you take it off, you hold it up, and you bow to the shomen, and essentially you're just saying, please, thank you for letting, dojo, thank you for letting me use it. Hope I don't embarrass myself too much. That's kind of the feeling when you take it off the rack and when you put it back on. And if it happens to be out, I would put it on my right side with the blade in. Like this, like that. You can see sometimes you see people changing and all that, but this would be the most friendly posture that you would have so that your hosts would know, your friends would know, the people at the inn would know that you're not trying to.
But it changes from one side to the other when people go to the front, right?
I always just put it on the right side. I'm very casual about it. Yeah.
Because
So,
there's a bow and then it moves to the.
some people would put the sword in the front and bow with it like this, and then move it over.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very kind of formal way of doing it. But when I
That's
teach
the
my,
way.
That's how we do it. That's how your father taught us.
so you can do like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you can put it away right before class and then just bow without the weapon. But it's always holding like this, always towards the front. Does that make a little sense, that stuff?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Right. Thank you. Guys.
Hey.
I hope you guys didn't eat too much lunch. Please stand up. We'll just warm up a little bit and then we'll get going.
Okay, Sensei?
Yes, sir.
When you're doing warm-ups,
Yeah.
do you want the students to go the same direction that you're doing or the same side?
It should be the same side. So if I'm doing my right, it would be your right. So yeah, it's like a looking in a
You're
mirror.
doing your left.
Not a mirror.
I mean, opposite.
Opposite.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everyone should be doing the same, because then some people do the other way. So whatever you do at your dojo is okay. Some people don't do anything. No. In Portland, I only do a couple of minutes of stretching and then we get to
Do
it.
you expect your students to do the warm-up themselves?
Yeah, so at home we do, dojo's always open. If you're a senior student, you probably have a key anyway, but like, we're always open at least a half an hour early so you can come and warm up if you need more warming up. I figure that's kind of on you. We do our kind of a basic thing. You know what I mean? We're not doing that. We're just getting the body moving a little bit. Hands out like this. Breathe in through your nose all the way down to your center. And out through your mouth. Dig in. And dig out. Last one. Good. Good. Where's the dingler? Is it by the front door over there? Yeah, it's nice how windy. So what we're gonna do a little bit of is, I'm gonna show you some of the solo exercises you can do with weapons. Also tied, you can do it with people too, but if you're on your own, there's only so many things you can do. And then we'll kind of look at that and see how it ties into the taijutsu stuff. Have a seat. Get out front, one over the other room. Take it. Yeah, I'm so sorry that my father is, thank goodness he's okay, and I know that he's sad not to see you all. He was telling me a funny story the other night that one of his favorite teachers is Frager Sensei down in Shingu. And this is the guy that had done karate before, well before he came to Aikido. He was, 4 or 5 in one thing and another thing and all these things. And, he's the one that would go running for like 5 or 6 miles before class, and you never saw him sweat. So he could make, yeah. He could make it through a whole class, like he used Sensei throwing him, teaching all this stuff. He never was winded. He was never even red in the face. Like I never seen anything like that.
Who are you talking about?
Frager Sensei and Shingu. He was lovely. I think they had a nice connection.
I remember Frager Sensei showing Sensei a sword cut. With a counter one.
Why don't you just stay wherever you are, however's comfortable. Let me show you a little bit what we're going to do, and then we'll all grab a both. Everyone, you know how to take a vocab down and all the things. Okay. We went over a little bit like how you hold it and why you hold it a certain way. But we're not really going to go into that so much today. When O-sensei said when you pick up a bokken, it becomes an aikiken. It becomes an aikido sword, right? So it's not sort of fighting we're learning. It's not bashing your partner. It's a pure extension of your ki. It's about 2.5 feet. pure extension of whether you're extending well, whether you're moving well. That's what we use it for, is really to refine our skills, because not too many of us are going to get into a duel, probably. So there's a whole bunch of warm-ups you can do on your own and then with people that build up your kokyu, right? And also build up your wrists. So this is the only thing I wanted to point out before we get started. When I move, when I'm using a weapon, my arms are tied to my hips. Okay? So if I lift my arms, my hips are going to move. When I cut, my whole body will move. Okay? So it's not like chopping wood. It's not like this. My whole body is going to move when I use the bokken. Please get one, and then I'll show you the one-hand exercises. It'll be fun. Ideally, I'm going to start on my right-hand side. I want my pinky half on and half off, right? So I'm controlling it from underneath. Whatever I'm doing, it comes from my center, okay? Just like as if I had two hands, the bottom hand is always pinky half on, half off. We're going to switch to the other side, so you're going to get both sides, okay? The first one, with bokken, you always start with your right foot forward. So you hold the bokken straight up and down. As you draw back, you bring your hips back, so they're going to square up. And then as you cut, you bring them forward. Is there enough room and everything? Yeah. And I want you're going to come back to the vertical position. Hike. So bring it back, and then forward. Hike, back, forward, back. So we do 10 on, we're going to do 10 on each side. Now, if that's too much, or you're sore, whatever, if you choke up on it, it makes it much easier. So you choke up on it a couple hands. If you can do it at the bottom, do it that way. So when you get to your 10, you can stop.
So we switch or just stop?
Yeah, we're going to switch. Yeah. Go ahead. Do your other side, your left side. So switch your feet. Hip shift back. As you cut, you move forward with your hips. Back.
Look how beautiful David looks in his often.
Oh, he brought one.
He said he wants to take your sauce
Without it?
Yeah.
I know.
I was so disappointed I forgot yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I was disappointed too. That's good. You got about 10. Kurt, can you put your sword down for a sec? Can you come grab my wrist? No, stand in front of me and then grab me like you mean. Yeah, like that. So this is where this comes from.
Oh, that's
So
a good baby.
Hold on. Yeah. This is where this comes from. This is Ikkyo, what we're doing. This one's Ikkyo. You ready for Nikyo? This is Nikyo. So it's straight, it's perpendicular, horizontal to the ground. You bring your hips back, bring it all the way back. And then as you come down, you're going to extend forward a little bit. It's almost like you're doing your Nikyo to someone. Okay? So bring it back, and then extend forward just a little, give it a little wrist. So do your 10 on each side, please. Good. I know it doesn't quite feel like Nikyo, but it's in there. All right. Good. So your center shifts. You extend forward. Back, forward. Good. Kurt, you ready again?
Yeah.
So he grabs me like this. Just try to stay with me as best you can, okay? So as I move back, this is a neat going. I'm not done with you. You can feel it. This is in all the Aikido that we do. So you wonder, like, how do I practice when I'm on my own? And you read like Terry Dobson, he tried to do it on a tree. That poor tree. Because he had no one to train with or whatever, right? You can always do these things on your own. So when we're doing these, it's the beginning of so many things that we do. The only thing that I like to think about as you do is really shifting your hips as we move in. Back and forward. Okay? Some goes next. So you start kind of in the middle, and it's out, back, up, back. The hip comes back, down, back, down. Okay. So do your 10 on each side. Keep your hips loose. This stays along your center line as best you can. Your elbows are lined up.
What stays along your center?
Sort of. It's not way out here. So, on. It's not over here. It's right still here. Yeah. Switch sides if you get there. You can feel the Sankyo in it, right?
It took a while just Nokia's nuts.
I thought that was Shikyo. No, this. Yeah, young kid.
Oh, we get to see Kurt.
Yeah, come on down, Kurt. I'll do it slow. Watch. Listen, I'm not going to train. So this is this. Same. Right? That's what we were just doing. The hips are tied to the hands. Thanks, Kurt. You ready for the next one? Yonkyo's here, right here. And it's Yonkyo. Yonkyo always seems to be the simplest of all the weapons that we so starts in the middle and spiral down. Do our 10 on each side. Good. The other side. You know this one, right? The Yonkyo. Right. Good. Keep going. You guys got it? Yeah, yes,
Can I ask a
question?
question on this?
Yeah.
The other three, if I understand correctly, the movement is you're moving your hip back. It feels like this one, my hip is going forward. Is that correct?
So.
Hip is forward?
Yeah. It's open. This hip has to open in order for this one to do the Yonkyo, right? Because Yonkyo's here,
Oh,
right? It's not here. It can be that, but that's not. We're not going quite that far. So it's just like when we do Yonkyo with the weapons. It's usually just a very intense moving in, like if you're thinking about with Joe or
hi, Sensei.
right. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, well, let's look at that one. Here, come here first. So this is just out like this. So this is also it. Okay?
All right.
That's Yonkyul. You can throw them. Thank you, Chris. So just for a second, choose whichever one. You don't have to remember all of those what we just did, but find a partner, put one bow pen away, even if it's the most simple, one of the first two. Let your partner stay with you, right? Really, really slow. I want to tie this to my hips. As I move back, he moves with me. How can I do it in such a way he can still hold on? I know I can get out, but how do I do this in such a way that he can still hold on? T-Riminage. Skokyonage. Right? Try it. Just a little bit. You guys have all seen samurai movies and all the... Do you want me to go over really quickly how it works? Yes? Okay. Let me get a better one than this.
But that's mine.
This one's blunted.
That's a good one.
This is Iwama one.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's not helpful when they're trying to think of it as a blade.
Oh.
So I'm going to put your sword. Sorry, I don't know how I ended up with your sword, Bob. This one looks a little bit more like a katana, like a ninja katana. Right? So we were talking before that the angle in the back, this is the weight of the sword. You can touch this part. The points for piercing armor, and then the rest of it is for cutting. Like what Scott Sensei was showing earlier with the Jo, and what we're trying to do now. You have to figure out your ma'ai when you're working with a boken, and you're really working with this last 1/3 of it, right? So if you think of this cut that I do, this is the dangerous part right here. Right here, it's not going to really do anything, right? There's not enough behind it, okay? And if you don't get your hips behind it, you're going to have big trouble. So, left hand is always at the back. And then in this kind of groove in your hand, you put the groove of the sword. You see how I'm doing it? And then you make a one-hand space. Just one hand space. So that's about correct. I want my shoulder, my elbows and everything to stay in, hopefully within inside of my shoulders and hips. There's some fancy sword styles where they do things like that, but we don't want to do that. So just a very basic cut. Rather than lifting it up and cutting, I'm actually bringing this hip forward as I bring this one back, and I'm pushing from underneath till I get to about here. If I go back this far, it's really not doing me any good. Like this part's actually hard for me. So about here, I can get my maximum go with it, okay? This hand is very loose. The guiding hand is very loose. The back hand is actually doing, the bottom hand is doing all the business. So just for a second, what I'd like you guys all to do is you're gonna put your left hand on the bottom, make your space, make sure there's no one like directly in front of you so you don't hit them in the head. And as you push up, you flatten your hips out. And as you cut, you can slide forward and cut. It's like you're coming together. You're not cutting outside yourself. It's like you want to bring the hilt back into you. Arms just a little bit bowed. And then we'll do some more fun stuff in a second. But just do that a little bit. Hey, push this. But come all the way up here so you don't hit anyone in the head, please. Right, that was one of the most wonderful things that we learned. I learned so closely from Kato Sensei, just being with him, was you never saw him throwing like this. Or like this. You see a lot of that. It's kind of a little flashier, but what we're trying to do with the boken today, with just these basic exercises, because this is all about training you to move around your own center, right? Like what Scott was doing.
So it says the boken's kind of just an echo of what we're doing, basically?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a separate...
It's not a separate thing. This is, I like to say, Scott has a better analogy than me, but this is 2.5 feet showing you how well you're either moving or not moving, right? Because it can look really ugly too. So one hand exercises. Whether you do them up here like this, or you do them like this, it doesn't really matter. If you want to get better, do them every day. It only takes like 5 minutes. Kata Sensei did it every day. I do it not every day, but like a lot. And it builds up these Aikido muscles that we use. You don't have to, but when you're young, it's okay.
You also do 1,000 cuts a day,
Absolutely. I don't do 1,000.
which I do also.
That's why Scott said big up top. But this is the power that we use in Aikido. Or at least it's all coming from this place. And then you can also tone your body. There's nothing wrong with that. If it hurts your body, please don't do it. That would be stupid. Okay, the next one that we're going to do, we're going to try it solo, but then all of these we can actually start to do with each other, is the best thing is to find a line, and there's plenty of them here. So I'm going to find this line. I want my forward foot, my right foot, it's like a big toe and my heel on the line, and then my back foot bisects the line just a little bit. So it's not big, it's actually quite small. Okay. And I'm going to raise the sword up, just like we just did, and cut. And then the second time when I raise the sword up, I'm going to switch my feet and change hami. So I'm on one side. I'm on the other side. One side. Other side. Kurt? So one side. Right? Other side. Right? One side. Other side. Just, yeah. So, please, find a spot on the mat. You're just switching sides. Please. Don't bend your back. So ma'ai is really important. You guys all know what ma'ai is. Ma'ai is the distance between you and your partner. Okay. When we're doing taijutsu, I should be able to touch his shoulder. Yeah? This is too far away. This is probably too close. Right about here. So I'd have to move in on him, and he has a chance to do things. That's probably a pretty good ma'ai for us. When we have the swords, like I said, the business part's down here. So we put your sword up. We would never meet like this. We're going to meet with the business part. That's the dangerous part. So I have to lunge to stay put. I'd have to lunge to get him, or he'd have to lunge to get me. This is our ma'ai when we have the swords together. Okay. I don't want to bang a sword. We're just here, just meeting each other. Raise up. Cut on the same side. Good. And then I'm going to change sides. So the only little bit you get is in your knees. Just a little bit. Okay? So please find a partner. Make sure you're in a row and don't hit anyone in the head. You can only go as fast as your slowest piece of your partnership. So please be aware of that. This is not enough. If you can only get this much, then you need a little bit more space. And then for our purposes, when we're doing this kind of stuff, you want to try to keep the tip up. It's not like, that's a different practice. I'm trying to keep my center. This is about my center, not trying to cut or bury it half or whatever. So, you match your partner the best that you can. Okay, we'll do another one. Just this one's more of a call and response kind of a thing. This next one. So we're going to meet just that ma'ai that we had. Okay, he's thinking bad thoughts about me.
Always.
I know. That's what Scott told me. So he's going to raise up like he wants to cut me. As he does, I'm going to move in and go for his throat, which means he's going to have to step back a little bit. So raise up, and then step back. Yeah, good. So I come in. Now he's going to cut down. As he does, go ahead. I slide back, and then raise up. Now come get me. Okay? Right?
Yeah.
It's weird doing it with a person. So you have, please just know your audience. We talk about that a lot in the dojo, right? Because we have young people, old people, whatever. And the young people are like, I'm just going to do it really hard with everyone. But you really, know your audience. So if you have a tendency to speed up, try to go at your partner's pace if you can. Did you guys see that one? So thrust, breathe up. Please, I think maybe we can go this way, don't hit each other. Try it for a second. Try a different partner too. This next one was the one that Scott and I were the most nervous about while Kato Sensei was alive. Because he made us do it every time. And he was really good at it. And he was very flexible. So it's very similar to what we were doing with the switching of the feet. Okay? But this time, I'm going to raise up, and as I cut down, my body's actually going to turn, and I'm going to bend my knees. And then, I turn it up. Raise up. Switch sides. Cut. Raise up. Switch sides. Cut. Up. Yeah.
Very nice, I think.
Up. Kato Sensei, I can never do that. I'm not nearly as flexible as some people. But what he could do on the down, he could sit on his butt. Right? Like he was so flexible. Some Japanese folks, especially older guys that at home, they would read a book like this. They would eat meals like this growing up. Not the young ones they don't do anymore. But like a Kato Sensei, he could sit like this all day long and it never bothered him. He was so flexible. It was lovely. So, let's try that. Okay, so you are moving around the bulkhead. So if you think of this line of attack, you move from one side to the other side. You want me to show this with Bert?